guess I should start by apologizing for being popular. Sorry, guys. Listen, guys, bear with me a little bit. I have to pivot. I just found out in the green room that my mom's actually here tonight. Mom. So I just have to get rid of some of my masturbation jokes. Shit, we'll just go and see what happens. So, a few years back, my son was born. I'm a dad, and my son was born, and we got off to a little bit of a rough start. I was in the room, and he was born, and they put him to the side, and I hear the nurse over here say, he's having trouble breathing. First time dad, I'm like, oh my God, trouble breathing. Over here, my wife is laying down, and she says, I can't breathe. So she's not breathing, he's not breathing. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? So they put the little box over my son, his tiny little red body.
Is this true?
I look over at my wife, and her breathing issues were stemming from, she was laying down, and her tears and her snot and the mucus was all going down her throat. They gave her one of those sucker things, like you get at the dentist. So the nurse comes up to me, she says, Dad, you gotta make a decision.
Are you still okay?
Are you going with your son, or are you gonna stay with your wife? And I looked down, God honest truth, my boy, minutes old, puts his hand up on the glass.
What are you saying?
My heart's about to burst out of my chest. And then I look at my wife, and she's sucking herself. I said, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna go with him. So our divorce just finalized. And to be honest, that's 2 divorces for me. And I know what you're thinking, ladies. What? I know, it's shocking. One thing I've learned is if you really want to get someone's brain moving and processing, you start a sentence with, well, after my second divorce. Or you'll never believe what my second ex-wife did. Because what happens is they start processing and they step back, they start evaluating. And they're trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with him. Is he an alcoholic? Does he have anger issues? Does he have a small penis? Listen, while all those things are true, I don't think that's why I have to think I'm just making bad choices. So, marriage is hard. Marriage is hard. I read these articles about these couples, these older couples. I'm sure you've seen these articles. They're so in love that they die like minutes or hours apart. Have you seen these articles? They're so in love. I just read one last week. A couple in Florida, minutes apart because they couldn't live. And I started thinking to myself, have I ever had anything near that? Have I had anything like that situation? And the closest I could think was a murder-suicide attempt back in 2019. I'm not gonna lie, I was worried that one wouldn't go, so thank you. Murder-suicide around the holidays is always iffy. So now I'm a single dad, and I'll tell you what, being a new parent, you're anxious, right? And one thing I was super anxious about was, the twos, right? That you hear about the terrible twos. And, we get through the twos, and I'm thinking I might be the best parent ever, because it was a delight. What I didn't know, what no one told me, was that 3 is a goddamn dumpster fire. Who here knows this? Who here knows? And this is where my issue lies. Because no one fucking told me. Every time I would talk to someone, hey, geez, 3s, who knew about that? Oh, you knew. You all fucking know, and no one tells us new parents. We gotta find out on our own like some goddamn hazing. So I'm going a different way. I tell everyone. The mailman came up there today, he's like, hey, happy holidays. I said, thanks. Hey, just so you know, 3's awful. I went to the drive-thru at McDonald's recently. The kid was 15 years old. He's like, here's your food. I said, thanks. Just so you know, think about it. 3 is fucking terrible. You know, one of the reasons I wanted to do this tonight is because of my dad. My dad, he's got one of the best laughs you'll ever hear. Fills up a room, people just want to be around it. And I remember a vivid memory, I was 5 years old. And I heard his laugh and I thought, I want to hear more of that and I want to be responsible for it. Now my dad's here tonight, which is pretty cool. Now unfortunately he hasn't laughed during this set. But I'm really hoping one of the other comedians gets him because it's really a great laugh. Guys, thank you so much.